All right, so let's go ahead and get a little bit started. Last time on Middenheim, our dwarven adventurers went deeper into the dwarven outpost and came upon a bunch of strange crystals, which they all destroyed while fending off a strange shadowy monster that evaporated with the crystals. Where last we left them, they found themselves in a workshop. And this workshop appears to have some kind of drawbridge, which they can use to connect back to the rest of the outpost. It looks like it hasn't received use in quite some time, but it appears to have been some sort of temporary solution before the stone bridge, which has collapsed, uh, was actually in place. So the dwarves are capable of going to the rest of the outpost and connecting to everything now. So,
Yay.
what does that party do?
Search the room.
Berthold. Indeed you do. There's quite a lot of different ores, metals, several different forges, and of course a large set of anvils in the room. And the dwarves are all quite ready to ransack it and stow it away. But what is the plan from here? Perhaps to surface again?
Yeah, continue on.
Doesn't seem to be very much to continue on to. There are some, it does look like there might be, caverns that could go deeper down into the ravine. However, the dwarves, who do mining, I think there's at least one that does mining, right? Or two? They would at least recommend that it is most certainly not safe at this point. Whatever structural, integrity the mines may have had during their use would perhaps be greatly in question at this point. The odds of getting lost and trapped are incredibly high. So it is not recommended to head down whatsoever. Or at least, that is what is on the dwarf's mind.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. But despite being down here in the darkness for some time, fatigue is starting to set in. And the dwarves will be mostly able to recognize that even though they haven't seen the sun in some time, it must undoubtedly be reaching towards nighttime.
Oh, thank God none of us are vampires.
Didn't we lose the vampire slayer, or is he still alive somewhere in a deep dark pit?
He might be deep down in a deep dark pit. Yeah, the vampire hunter was the one who fell. Poor Khazgar.
Well, the question is, I guess, are we reasonably certain that the rock monsters or statues aren't going to come and break our necks and our sleep?
That's a good question. What do you have to possibly be able to determine that? You broke some stuff and it hasn't come back.
Well, we could always try to barricade ourselves inside a room or the armory, maybe. That's pretty far back, isn't it?
I believe so.
It is just directly across the ravine. The outpost isn't so large it wouldn't take more than a few minutes of walking to get over there.
I mean, that might be our best bet, just because, yeah, we don't know if these things are still active or not.
Right. So if you want to go ahead and head to the armory, that could definitely be a plan.
Sure, but I don't think we should barricade ourselves in.
Oh no?
It's worth knowing if these things are still coming or not. and I don't think we'll know unless we give them an opportunity to attack us. Remember, they're skulky little bastards.
True.
If we barricade ourselves in, they could just be hiding outside still. I think it's worth knowing if they're still a threat or if they've been eliminated.
I could imagine one of the dwarves going, it's like, oh yes, we have to give them the opportunity. Let's also just string ourselves up over here right in front of the door too. This way they'll really be tempted to come in.
Well, no, you have to stand to your back to the door. You can't be looking at them.
Oh right, of course. Let me get out the blindfold too.
Yeah, bird box it.
So your plan then is to just go to the armory, set up camp inside of it, and make no extra precaution or take any extra steps?
Correct.
Okay. So the group of dwarves will go ahead and take out various bits of their equipment, set up, and chatter amongst themselves for a little bit before finally heading to rest one at a time, with at least one of them awake and on guard for the time being, ultimately allowing Berthold and Morgan to sleep as much as they want.
How nice.
Slept for 17 days. Such
How
is
long
my
has it
want.
been? It's been 100 years.
Are we sure he's not dead?
Oh no, I slept too long. That's a reference right there.
Evil
And
Dead. The end of the third movie.
yep.
But all through the night, despite the sounds of howling winds out of the ravine or the occasional falling rock echoing through the entire place, nothing seems to happen once everyone feels that they are well rested. And of course, around the time Morgan and Berthold awaken, breakfast is already being prepared just outside the armory. They didn't want to light a fire directly inside that small little room.
Probably not. But, well, that's a good sign, I guess, that they haven't attacked at night, or while we were resting, or at the most vulnerable. But yeah, I think we should keep exploring because this place seems rather strange. It does. I don't think we're out of the woods just quite.
Alright, let's draw back to this map and see what's going on then. Doop-a-doo. I'll go ahead and turn these things white while I'm here. So, in terms of exploration, you've been to the armory, you've been to the marketplace, you've been to the manor, the gatehouse, the forge, and of course the main workshop across the ravine. Where else are you intending to go then?
We didn't go to the calm pool. We went to the cesspool, we didn't go to the calm pool.
That is true. You did not clamber around the opposite side of the ravine too much. But if you want to go ahead and explore in that direction this time, you can. Let me go ahead and also write in the location that you've discovered. Here we go. Doop-a-doo. Nope, not that. Text. There we go.
I mean,
Main.
technically, we also didn't go to the alcove, but that's only because we can't.
Right. You might need flying or the like for that. Or more climbing.
Well, it's on the ceiling, so unless I can climb the air, that seems impossible.
I'm gonna grab something real quick and be right back so I don't cough to death.
Okay.
So in my normal, filling the empty air time, The second book of the Incarnations of Immortality series covers the Hourglass, which is time, who lives backwards. The first incarnation of time is the end of time, and the last one is the beginning of time, and he has to make a physical effort to live forwards to interact with people. Which means that when you first meet time, he knows everything that's going to happen in your life because he's lived through it already.
Oh.
Satan tries to trick him by putting him on a movie set and making him believe it's real. Like, he says that it's an alien planet or something like that, and he has to do all these weird fantasy things with alien creatures. But Satan is a master of illusion, so eventually he realizes it's a 2D set and everything he's been doing is fake. And Satan is
Are we
just
talking
trying
about Kant and the hidden people now?
Nope, I am talking
no less
about
powerful than deceitful?
Incarnations of Immortality, my normal...
Back to filling time.
Yeah, the time filler. Hey, there's like 8 books, and they're all amazing.
Alright then. So you resolve to go ahead and explore the rest of the ravine that you, hadn't checked out.
Well, I think we're on our
Of
way to
course.
the calm pool,
Right.
which is above the ravine, apparently.
Mm-hmm. The ability to cross from the stairway to the forge is, currently not possible given how the ropes were broken last time. However, you could always go back to the main forge, circle all the way back around through the tunnels to the gem ravine, and then try to continue back around, the rest of the ravine in the direction you hadn't gone.
Right, it should be entirely plausible. There's the connection between the gem ravine and the forge that's cut off.
Right.
Right. But
Let's
because
see.
we were stuck on the gem ravine side when we made our way to the main forge, which means that all we have to do is go back from the main forge to the gem ravine, then to the calm pool.
Right, exactly. These are the exact steps that you retrace then.
I say, staring at one of us, which is a cartographer.
I
I don't know why I'm saying this.
He's busily scrawling it all out as you say it. Hey, how's it going? So, the group of dwarves goes back to the ravine and heads off in the opposite direction until they come to a bit of a dead end as it comes to their ability to walk down the ravine up at this height, which ends in a small little cavern where there appears to be running water. There's a nice calm pool in the center, water flowing in and out down into the ravine. And of course, all the way at the back, towards one of the far walls, is a dwarven skeleton.
Now, is this? I guess looking at it, would this be then the source of water again for the outpost?
Given that this is perhaps lower down, this might be where the water comes to.
Ah, okay.
So it might have gone through other areas first before getting here.
Does it keep going into the mountain, or is it kind of stop here and just sort of flow under? Like, are there additional caverns that keep going, I guess?
It does look like it continues to flow from this point on out. Deeper into the caverns that that the water carves out into the stone. Yes.
Oh, okay, so there's additional tunnels that it could theoretically go to.
Hmm. Of course, as a dwarf or any kind of rational human being or otherwise, dunking your head into water and then figuring out where it goes by going deep down into a chasm doesn't exactly sound like the best idea.
Right, and the water's probably really, really cold.
I mean, you say that,
Oh,
but
definitely.
cave divers love that shit.
And some of them never return.
Most of them actually return. There's a whole thing about the underwater cave system and water flow in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you go down to one and you get sucked along and then you get pulled back up somewhere else. It's a very scary system.
Well,
Anyways,
any body of water underground tends to be ridiculously cold because it's not warmed by the sun. So it's yeah, really really cool. Hypothermia, not a good way to go, but it looks like it's a dead end. Unless we want to go into the drink, which
well, I want the pool to be searched because this is flowing from elsewhere and collecting here, which means that things might have been carried along with it.
okay, well we can certainly search it.
Imagine you've said that, and I'm just standing back saying,
All right, Morgan then goes first.
Stepping up towards the body, right?
I thought we were talking the water, but if there's a body,
Oh, okay.
Morgan would search
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
first.
There's been a body there the whole time, but everyone just kind of shrugs and goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, that
well,
makes
no, I
sense."
mean, if it's in the room, just search it.
Well,
Let's see,
Dimzat has a
failure,
successful
failure.
search.
Yep. There we go. And I'm pretty sure the last time that Gustav and Alexa were down here, they actually took the notes with them. So there's very
Yep.
little on this body right now, aside from its clothing itself, which appears to be a little bit higher class, even though it is undoubtedly rotten at this point.
What about the pool?
The water itself appears very clean, clear, and there doesn't appear to be anything necessarily in the pool.
Maybe maybe they just went down here to hide.
Notably, of course, the skeleton isn't facing the same singular uniform direction many of the other skeletons were.
Dun dun dun.
Well, I mean, there's no point of reference for that.
Right, there's
It's
no
okay, I have a map.
No, I mean, there's no other skeletons.
right. So for all we know, she is looking in the direction of all the other ones, since she's the only one down. In theory.
Right, you need at
Anyway.
least 2 points of reference to make that sort of assumption. Because as I seem to recall, the head's moved.
Alright then.
Either way, if there's nothing much else in here, should we head double?
Head double is all I heard.
I believe she said to double back.
Yeah, double back. That's what I meant.
Alright.
Then we can go back to the ravine and check out. I don't think we've looked at the alcove.
That's in the ceiling now. We have no ability to get there.
Oh shoot, yeah.
I mean, even if we
Indeed.
were to use climbing equipment, we've used all of our rope.
So it looks like we've pretty much seen everything we can then.
Indeed.
Well, if there's no other way out, or there's no other directions, then I think we've got this place pretty well scoped. Unless we
Right.
want to go back into the manor and do a more top to bottom search of all the room.
Right, or unless you wanted to head down into the deep, possibly unstable, maybe even dangerous and deadly mines.
Well, the only way down there would be to scale the wall. And as I previously said, we used all our rope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, 'cause I would love to go down there. Because possibly one of us is still down there. There's no way down there. Well, there's one way down there, and I don't want to take that way.
You don't want to go down that road. Well, yeah.
So that is the consensus for now. To backtrack and what after that? Once you get back to sort of the main hold.
I will look at our intrepid leader to see what he wants to do.
Sorry, every time you ask a question, I'm chewing on something.
I know the feeling.
We head back to the, I guess, kind of the hub, the marketplace. But do we want to go back to the manor to search it room by room,
Well, we did
or
that.
are we kind of done? Are we done? Okay.
Yeah, we searched the manor room by room when we were in there.
Okay.
Hey, it's not my fault. It's my breakfast. I'm really trying to be polite here and not chew my mouth open.
Well, I guess that's it. All in all, a pretty solid search here. I think if we haven't found any more shadows or gem creatures, we can at least leave without being attacked.
Or more specifically, write it off as safe.
Well, as safe as it can be with keep in mind this outpost is underneath a Skaven arena. So
But I
yes.
don't think anyone here actually is really aware of that.
Nope, which adds to the value. The fact that we don't know information to write the value down is a bonus.
Exactly. What we don't know, we can't divulge.
Oh yeah, that's a direction you guys haven't explored. You could just climb up the cesspool tunnels. That's right.
We went to the cesspool, remember? Some of
Yeah.
us dived in. Not me,
Yeah.
but some
Yeah,
of us
you-
dived in and found nothing. So,
You went to it, but there were still pipes draining into it, and you could climb up those.
Hey.
That's an adventure.
to our credit, we dived. Some of us went into the cesspool, found nothing, and it was a dead end for us. It's too late after the fact to tell us there was a way out of there.
No, the bodies pour in through the pipes in the first place. I mean, that's how things.
We
get
weren't
down
told
there.
how the bodies got there. To be fair, there's a body in the calm pool. We weren't told how it got there, so there's just bodies here.
But yeah, no, that does exist, but it's definitely not anything anyone would probably think to do. At least not naturally.
Hey guys, there's a lot of shit coming down from this pipe. Let's climb up it. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something the
So it
Goonies
is
would even do.
effectively a dead end, and no one of this group will find out about the Skaven arena. But yeah, so you collect back in the marketplace, and what is your plan of action then? Head back to the city,
Yeah.
or something else?
Let's head back to Westeros. Oh, I'm
King of
sorry.
Winter is coming.
That's in 10 hours.
Oh,
Oh, I don't watch that show.
neither do I. But
Shame on you both.
all right. So you wish to leave then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The group of you heads back to the gatehouse. A few of the dwarves actually know which levers to pull once they're on this side instead of trying to look for secret hidden levers outside. The gatehouse door will open slowly and ominously, and once you step outside, it will close again automatically behind you. Bringing us all back to Middenheim. And with, oh, that's the dead. Never mind. Yep, there we go. With Mordrin and Berthold coming out into, bit of the midday sun. All you have to do now is carry all this, heavy, dead weight down the side of the mountain. How do you plan to do that?
No, we had We had ropes set up there too.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
slowly and deliberately.
Right.
But I mean, an anvil weighs like at least quite a bit. Like carrying
Good
an
thing
extra
we have the
poncho.
strongest creatures of the human realms with us, dwarves.
Right, but you're also carrying all the loot, a whole bunch of weapons. All of this is, at least if not heavy, a little bit awkward.
Right. But if we're doing it slowly and deliberately, it's fine. We're not
All
like
right.
carrying it on our backs all
Right.
at once. We just lower it down with ropes one at a time.
Yep.
So I will definitely give you the option if you want to spend the entire rest of the day taking everything down carefully and ensuring absolutely nothing bad happens. It will happen. Or you could try to rush it.
I have no reason to rush it.
There you go. So you spend the rest of the day taking all the loot down the side of the mountain, and once it's actually on flat ground, it's easy enough to just walk it the rest of the way to the city, with nighttime approaching by the time that you get to the gates. And then we can go ahead and head off to the next and final morning, wherein Gustav and Alexa, you are arriving back at the city after quite a bit of an adventure out in the woods, wherein you met strange things of which nobody will ever speak of again. Uh, very very secretive villagers, and of course, brought along a whole bunch of weaponry with you.
Yeah, where are we delivering this?
Emmer,
I'm
there you go.
sorry. To Middenheim.
Well, you are here, but where exactly are you going to take this?
Oh. Uh. Well. Don't
Hey
fucking
man,
know.
this was your this is your
I
mission.
guess Palace District. Yeah, well, they didn't tell me shit, and once again they sent me to my death. So.
That's okay, you're expendable.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna place this group here. You do, of course, have totally not a Skaven with you, who's happy to be home, and the woodsman, who is still a little bit shaken despite everything. But at least he's here and safe. And as, of course, you drag the weaponry around, a few of the guards will notice and inquire to you. It's like, what's all this?
What's all is
Why are
that?
you dragging a cannon through the city here? This for
So-
us?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know where the quartermaster probably wants all of this. Just take it
Good.
this way, and he will guide you around the what is this building called again? The Square of Marshals. Ah, it's so epic, so important. And guide you to a specific area where it looks like is a light staging ground, where a variety of weapons have already been put out or are being put away. So if you leave those carts there, they will go ahead and begin to unload them and set them up in their own armory. And of course, the quartermaster will look to Gustav, Alexa, and Victor and sort of nod and go, I will make sure that the bailiff is informed of this delivery.
Yeah. Well, I'll go tell him myself.
Very well. Here, you'll want to take this form then. And he'll go ahead and hand you off like a piece of paperwork.
Thanks.
So as we're heading back to the bailiff's office, I'll say, so Gustav, what was the pay for this?
I don't know. Not much. No, I don't. I don't think I. No, I told you if you want to come, but I don't think I told you it was paid.
Well, at least I have the mutant's long rifle as a as a trophy. I don't know if I should sell it or keep.
It's worth
Victor
at
will
least.
look
like-
over at you. It's like, yeah, isn't like the friendship and the loot we made along the way the real treasure we got out of this whole thing?
I mean, the rifle is probably worth 500 gold if you want.
Yeah. Although it's like Lash's elf bow. It's like I can't get rid of it. It's more like it's a thing. But
Well, you
yeah.
are technically the best shot in the party now, as we've discovered.
Yeah, but I also
Who?
can't use long rifles. That's engineering skill you need for that.
Who's
Right.
the
I don't
best
think
shot
many
in the
things actually
party?
give that skill either, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But
do you
yeah,
have a question there?
yeah. What's the thing about the best shot in the party? What was that?
Oh, yeah, we just kind of like did a little analysis of everyone's skills.
Oh,
So it's just like up there in like a small little table. You scroll up. Oh, repost it. There you go. Not too surprising overall. But everyone is a bad shot, but Alexa is the best bad shot.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the bailiff.
To the bailiff. Gustav and Alexa. And Victor comes too. So you are well recognized at this point, I think, Gustav, and you are allowed to enter and meet with the bailiff, who appears to be in the midst of drinking some morning coffee, and he will watch as you three enter, pull out some extra cups, and pour a little bit for you as well.
Mm,
Gustav, you're back. I take it everything went well if you came back this quickly.
No. Well, we do have firearms, the cannons,
Is that
black powder.
the quartermaster form right there?
Yes, it is.
Alright, he'll go ahead and take it and give a brief look over. 2 cannons, 300. Well, this is exactly what we needed, and everything we ordered as well. Excellent. So it did go well.
The town is fucking rid with magical creatures. You'll best send the Inquisitors, the Witch Hunters.
Why? What's happening there?
Magical creatures, quote unquote, protecting the village. Making
Seems
deal
an
with.
awful lot. Yeah, it
It's
seems an awful lot like chaos.
No, it's not chaos, but it's not better.
Not chaos, but not better.
We still have the woodsman. We can certainly give his
Yes.
account. Yeah.
Yep.
What happened?
Indeed. You can bring the woodsman forward, and he will give his account of it. Of being out in the woods, of being ambushed, of being taken away, being shoved into a glass tube with no air, of being breathless for days until you guys arrived. And then the strange, small, little hidden red people. And then looking outside where he saw the planet, and it was in space, and it's all crazy. And by the end he's kind of shaking more and more as he sort of tells his story. But of course, as he gets towards the end of the story, it gets a little bit crazier and crazier. And he will kind of look, the bailiff will look up at the rest of you, kind of
It's true.
scratch his head a little bit. Are you certain he's the most
Yes.
reliable witness of this?
Yes, we are certain. We witnessed it.
And there seems to be a pack of mutants
Even
that
the
wanted their
even the
hands on
part
these
where he
stones.
saw the planet.
Look, I'm done with your missions. You send me to my death every time. Come back, no one's believed me, or everyone is disappointed. We risk our life more than once for Middenheim. So at least I would ask you to do is to believe us.
Well, it's not that I don't, it's a lot to swallow all at once. So you went through a doorway, took you far away, and then you could see the stars, and then you came back. I don't even know where to begin to understand what kind of magic that is. You understand that, right? I'm not I don't I believe you, but I'm still very confused.
Send the witch
And
hunter. That's all.
as far as your missions, I'm incredibly happy with these results that you've came back with.
Thank you.
If anything were to happen to Middenheim now, we can at least well defend ourselves. Of course, there are other problems looming on the horizon even now.
There's always problems.
There are. But the fact that you were able to go out, solve this problem, and not die merely speaks to your incredible skill as a wizard.
Well, Alexa was no small help, and Victor too.
Indeed, your companions appear to be quite, skilled as well.
Um, yeah, Alexa's like so kind of exhausted and just drained, and also feeling even just a touch crazy as a result of what just happened. That she can't really think of anything to ask for, but she'll just kind of say, "If there's nothing else, I'm gonna go lay down for a while."
Very well, if you wish. Gustav and I can continue our
Sorry.
conversation.
Sorry.
So, Alexa, you're going to just, leave entirely, or...
Um, so what she'll do is she'll stop back at her house, um, take a bath, and actually change into like regular street clothes and not armor and weapons, and then go to a bar of some sorts and proceed to drink.
Alright. Victor can, of course, go with you and take you to his bar.
Sure.
The cheapest bar in town.
Gustav will speak with the bailiff, trying to convince him that if you want this problem resolved, he should send witch hunter and light wizards.
Okay.
And once the conversation is done, he will go back to the wizards' college and just take a bath and just rest a little after this adventure.
Okay. So he will go ahead and pull out some paper and take some notes about your own recommendations, just so that he can have all this filed away as a full report. But if you want to, it appears he's taking your recommendations to heart,
Hmm.
but he might not be doing anything immediately. Do you want to try to press him to immediate action or not?
No,
No? Okay, so he will
not at
go
all.
ahead and handle these things in his own time.
But I warn him, but he should not be expecting any other delivery from the village.
Well, is that so? Did
Yes.
something happen as you left? Did it burn down, or...
No, but they won't be sending anything soon. The village is run out by magical plague, well, creatures. Don't expect anything from them.
I see. Very well then. I suppose I'll have to write off that expense as well. Hmm. Thank you again, Gustav. I will, send you your payment,
Oh,
once I've collected it.
thank you.
Alright, so you head off to, clean up and rest. Meanwhile, Berthold and Mordrin, you came back home in the night, and had at least some opportunity to clean yourselves off during the night if you wished, and got plenty of rest. You have quite a lot of loot, and several dwarves quite expecting their cut too. What do you do today?
Well, we probably have to go to some property claims law office and see about getting those deeds transferred to Berthold, not Berthold, but Mordren's name, those that are from the Stonebreaker clan, so we
Litigant.
can consolidate them and
Well, I mean, they're under
liquidate
somebody
them.
else's name. They're under somebody else's name, and keep in mind, as was previously discussed with you,
Sorry.
the fact that everybody has a share in what we found. Meaning you have to come up with the monetary value to disproportionately pay everybody for what you intend to keep.
Well, I was going to liquidate it, and at least most of it, and use the money from liquidating it to pay the dwarves.
Well, everybody gets a share, is the thing.
Yes.
Right, and it's not in your name. It's going to get liquidated to pay off everybody. And then you'll probably have enough to buy some of it back at that point.
I see.
But you know multiple lawyers who could help with this.
I am a lawyer.
You are a lawyer. I have the
I
man.
am law.
Well, no,
Somebody
if you
had to
recall, I originally rolled a law check on these deeds when we found them and passed. Which is when we talked about it. It just happens to be, I think that was 3 weeks ago now, so it's a bit past time
Right,
frame.
right. You have the deeds, you have a lot of stuff, and you could definitely go ahead and spend as sort of your main action for the day to go about and handle this business, if you will.
Right.
And I believe you are both liquidating everything then. In its entirety, or did Mordrin still want to try to hold on to the keep itself? Or
Well,
the manor, I suppose.
I was more hoping for like a shopfront store apartment kind of setup, so he could, do his rune carving there if he became a runesmith.
It would literally be easier for you to buy a place in Middenheim itself.
Very well.
Literally everything you want to do, you're going to have to climb a mountain, crawl through a bunch of place that other people are then going to own to get to the place that you own.
Well, property's property. Might as well just get some in Middenheim then.
So, what's the plan then?
What was said? You know the plan, Griff.
Ah, yes, more or less. Would you like to go ahead and tell everyone what that kind of split looks like to everyone?
I gotta scroll
Yeah,
up.
what's the total value?
Well, me and Griff have talked at length over weeks about the value of each and everything. Everything.
Everything.
And what it comes out to, once sold, divvied up, etc., I'm still scrolling up, is 4,272 gold crowns per expedition member.
Can you put that in
Ay,
text?
Dios mío.
Because
Indeed.
I even went through and measured the actual space in each place and came up to the value of everything.
Each person gets 4 grand?
As it turns out, the manor and the forge area themselves are all very, high-priced items of land.
Ah.
And so quite valuable to whoever owns them, which of course, when Berthold goes to meet the bailiff is more than happy to go ahead and, exchange a large sum of gold in return for the properties. Better in the hands of the city, of course. This is roughly the same amount of coins that the dwarves paid for it in the first place. Or, well... Or, I suppose they paid a little bit less. So, a bit of return on their investment.
Which is then why I was telling Mordrin here that it would be better off if he just took the money and bought a new place. Yeah, there's at least, what, 5 rich dwarves now, and one possibly dead one.
Indeed. I believe the manor itself was about 5,000, wasn't it? Or 3,000?
I have to scroll back up again.
Yeah. But effectively, this amount of money is enough to buy your own manor anywhere you darn please.
The manor came out to 3,500 gold crowns by itself.
Right. So it is very well within the possibility that you could become a property owner of a real place.
Does well, maybe the city does have that kind of money laying around since it is like a regional cap.
Somewhere, deep within the bailiff's office, he's probably like looking through his coins like, well, they're not going to anything else.
Oh, it's probably bullion or deeds by that point, or I have no
Yeah.
idea, but yeah.
Yeah, some of this might literally be in the form of just like a writ of the city. This piece of paper hereby grants the individual to several thousand gold crowns in the name of Middenheim itself, serviceable to Lord Todbringer.
Just hope the tax man doesn't come by after you've spent it.
Rather hard to split a contract, of course. But still, there's now quite a lot of money going around, and with the selling as sort of your midday action, I believe Gustav and Alexa are doing their midday action to rest and relax.
Yeah.
Correct?
And study my gym.
Ah, yes, studying the gem. How are you going to go about it?
Doing research and looking at interwinds of magic.
Alright, if you want to do library research, that's sort of more of one of the
Yeah.
knowledge skill roles, probably related to magic.
Alright. Oh, sorry. I meant academy knowledge, magic, but it's the same
Right,
same
because it's all
target
just
number.
based off of intelligence.
Yeah.
Alright, give me half a second. Alright, so you go ahead and do some extra research. And of course, in the process, you, stumble across, Eisen, who appears to be looking at some of the same books that you were. Oh, you're back! Wonderful to see you, Gustav. I take it
Yes.
everything went excellently.
More or
See, I
less.
can always trust you, he says, like, interrupting you before you even say anything. But if you take a look at this, I found some really interesting papers. Because if you look at this one and this one, you can see that there's absolutely nothing.
Wow, great.
I know, isn't it? It's fantastic. This thing that you found, it nobody knows what it is. Is that great?
I guess so.
It's brand new. But look, I did find these books here, though. And he'll go ahead and pull some out, and as you read through them, you sort of come to the understanding that out of the number of possibilities, this thing could be some sort of piece of natural magic, something formed of the world itself.
Huh.
Yes, very rare to see the winds of magic do something like this, other than to create vast amounts of warp stone or the like, you see.
Interesting.
So perhaps the world created it in some strange process no longer known underneath this mountain.
Huh.
Though what that would be, well, I wouldn't know. I suppose that would take more studying, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
Though, I wouldn't put high hopes on world creating more of these. So try not to drop it anywhere.
I won't. I won't. It's I'm
Are you
very
sure? I
careful
mean,
with it.
I could get a pillow, maybe a case.
No, it's fine. Very careful.
Are you sure? I mean, there's these very sturdy boxes these days. Very very protective.
No, I'm sure.
Well, if you say so, I'll shrug, and then he'll turn back around suddenly and go, "Well, what if you scratch it?"
I won't. It's a piece of magic. It's not going to be destroyed that easily.
Well, you never know. But well, I suppose this is all just worry. I want to. Just wouldn't be good for anything to happen to it. I'm sure.
Nothing will happen to
Yeah,
it.
good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. And then he stands there awkwardly for about 5 seconds, realizing he doesn't have much more conversation to say. Just teeters on his toes a little bit. So, how did the
Yeah,
trip go?
badly.
Badly.
Magic creatures are infesting the place. I was going to write a report about it once my head is clear. Don't know from which wind of magic they come, but nasty little creatures. Very intelligent too.
Interesting. Very intelligent little magical creatures. Not sure I've heard of anything quite like it before. And they weren't just some sort of mutants or anything.
No, they weren't.
Huh, an entirely new species. Well, tell you what, come here. And he'll go ahead and pull out several sheets of paper and a large inkwell. Go ahead and start taking some notes if you haven't already. Maybe
Alright.
try to draw out a picture of them. Let's go ahead and get some real research done on this.
Yes. Oh, I have a warp stone, by the way.
He'll just kind of take a step back. It's like, you do? Where?
In my bag, it's protected.
Oh my, oh good, thank you. Oh,
And I'm stupid enough to take it right on hands. The mutant tried
this
to
time you
give it
may
to a
just well
little
say you
girl.
have a keg of gunpowder in your bag too.
No, I don't. But that's. Well, we had. Where should I dispose or lock it?
Oh, well, there's a few ways to take care of it, but we do have a safe way of taking care of it down the basement. I can go ahead and take it down there.
Thank you. And I'll give him the bag with.
He sort of takes it, but then also tries to hold it out 2 feet away from him, his
Yeah,
arms
yeah.
fully outstretched the whole time.
It was the same with Gustav. Yep.
Just gonna take this outside, he says, as if it was just some immensely disgusting piece of garbage. Alright, so Gustav, you will be doing your job of doing research
Yep.
For the guild. What about Alexa? Just drinking away?
Alexa is gonna kind of go the opposite route where she's like, I kind of have some armor I should be making, or maybe I should try to find a Kislevite horse, but for
You
now
sure?
she's just
The,
sort
the ale here is only only 3/4 water today.
of
Extra potent.
uh but for now, yeah, she's just saying I need I can't right now. And see, do they have any kvass?
Kvass?
Which is it does exist in the realm of the Ice Queen. It's the Kislevite kind of go-to alcoholic beverage.
Ah, okay. So sort of a specialty slash slightly foreign brand then.
Right. A bottle of it normally goes for 10 pence and is a common item in Kislev.
Right. Well, given that you are in the drowned rat, Victor will note that he has nothing quite so nice or common here.
Okay.
Only the best of mostly water here.
How about
But I
spirits?
do know of a nice place downtown that might actually have it, and he
Oh,
will give you directions to it.
I'm gonna go do that.
All right. So you go ahead and grab yourself some Kislevite ale.
Yeah. Get a bottle of it and just like slowly pour it out and just drink it back in silence.
All right. So you go home to be a quiet, lonely drunk.
Well, at the bar, I won't whatever restaurant or whatever. I won't just go back and drink at my house. I'll just drink it at the bar.
Okay. But nonetheless, you take some time to drink, relax, and generally feel a little bit more at ease after a few days of hustling through the woods and worrying about mutants and tiny red people and lots of warfare.
Stopping Warpstone from changing a little girl who's adorable into some horrific mutant chaos monster.
Oh, yes. Oh, and you didn't even get the implied threat that someone lost their arm and leg either.
No,
No, Gustav gets to live with that one.
Gah.
With what?
Oh, nothing, nothing. Just a little note that you had before.
Wait, what? No, sorry,
You don't remember the note?
no.
Oh, okay then. Oh, yeah, maybe Gustav will be surprised later on again.
No, I mean, like, this is a player I am not invested.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Uh,
while you were negotiating with them, they did send you back a little note that Alexander, the person who's running the town, may have paid an arm and a leg for something.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought this was a mutant, not the person running the town.
No, the person running the town did that. The
Oh,
mutant did also pay for something, but that was not the information that was given to you.
all
Or at
right,
least
yeah.
not
So
the
yeah, no,
gnome
well,
specially gave to you.
all right. I thought it was a mutant. So yeah, well, no, he would have said to the bailiff to do it quickly. Like, yeah, if we can reckon them to send the fucking the Sigmarite to the town and Light Wizard and just raise it to the ground.
Okay. So we want to backtrack there for a moment. If you want to go
Yeah.
ahead and press them to action, give me a charm. All right. So he kind of takes like the stack of papers on his desk, puts them into a nice, neat little pile, shifts them over to one side, and then takes a brand new piece of paper and begins sort of like talking to himself as he's writing it. And as you're leaving, it's like, to the Inquisitors, with all haste, none left alive, not
Well,
worthy of the Emperor's justice.
no, not kill everyone, but yeah, sandwich hunters
Not
and
a
Light
single
Wizard.
person.
Come on, stop.
Full discretion in all matters.
Ugh,
Yours undersigned in the name of Lord Toddbringer.
come on.
Well, this shall suffice.
Yeah, well, Gustav will, the Wizard Tour will try to gather Light Wizard to win to go to, and mitigate the Sigmarite deal. You
Wait,
never
you're
know.
actually gonna go and meet with the Sigmarites?
No, back at the Wizard Guild, the Wiltshires ask before doing his note for light wizards to go with witch hunters. So, like, fuck, I can't. He will ask for light wizards to go to light wizards. Yeah, does that make
Uh,
sense?
Sure it does. Go ahead and give
Alright.
me one additional charm just to see if you can convince them to volunteer. You got a silver tongue today.
Yeah.
Alright, so a couple of additional wizards will accompany whatever inquisitors will go out there. I'm gonna go ahead and make a little note. Inquisitors told to go to Bade, Esselberg, full haste, and with a contingent of light wizards. Bam. There we go. The world's in motion. It's real.